Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat have found themselves in an interesting situation. You see, just last year, they were 8th in the Eastern Conference, getting that last playoff spot from the play-in tournament. But we have players like Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and even Tyler Herro. So there's no excuse to why we should be at the bottom of the barrel. If you really look into it, you can see that in the last 5 seasons, the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat are the only 2 teams in the Eastern Conference with multiple finals appearances. So we know that we have specific talent. We have the coaching staff. Should we make minor adjustments, or should we go after big fish? Damian Lillard was on the board, but we didn't get him. And that goes for Kevin Durant and Donovan Mitchell in the past. But we know that this year will be something different. Teams are looking to trade players like Zach Lavine, players like Brandon Ingram, and that's 2 targets that the Miami Heat should go after. According to CBS Sports, they have an article that states that the Bulls are at a critical juncture this offseason. They have to make decisions about re-signing DeMar DeRozan and Patrick Williams, if they'll cash in or not on the best trade asset in their bag in Alex Caruso, and what to do with Zach Lavine. Lavine's contract is hefty, and no one is exactly ponying up to pay the remaining 3 years and $138 million he's owed, especially with his injury history. Now, I know I told you guys that they should go after Zach Lavine and Brandon Ingram, but what I should have said was we should go after both of them in one single trade. As you can see, I put a scenario together that involves the Heat, Bulls, and Pelicans, in which the Heat get Zach Lavine and Brandon Ingram. The Chicago Bulls get Tyler Herro and Duncan Robinson, while the New Orleans Pelicans get Terry Rozier, Vucevic, and possibly Caleb Martin from the Miami Heat. Now, whenever it comes down to it, the Chicago Bulls will benefit from this trade because 1, Zach Lavine is a contract burden for the Chicago Bulls. There's even been reports that they might have to give up some draft picks just because of his injury history. If anything, they might give up 1 or 2 second-round picks to the New Orleans Pelicans to help out the Miami Heat. I would say that this works out for the Bulls just because Tyler Herro is a younger player. Duncan Robinson can play his role, and if he doesn't pan out, they can always trade him later in the season because he will have an expiring contract. From the Pelicans' perspective, they get better because they get Scary Terry, one guy that I would say is a well-rounded point guard in the NBA. He adds energy, he can score, he can play defense, and whenever it comes down to it, Vucevic is a player that can replace Jonas Valanciunas, who is set to hit free agency for the New Orleans Pelicans. That, paired with Zion Williamson, Trey Murphy III, Herb Jones, CJ McCollum, might just be something that the Pelicans need. More importantly, let's talk about the Miami Heat. They'll get 2 scorers that can dominate in the NBA. And if you put them alongside Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, then injuries shouldn't be a problem for this team. Of course, we would have to fill out the roster, but we can't forget that we still have that 15th overall pick in this year's draft. We can either get a primary ball handler or a big man to complement our starting 5. And don't forget, we have Jaime Jaquez Jr., Nikola Jovic, 2 guys that I know for a fact will be developing their game during this summer. But you guys tell me what you think in the comments section. Do you think that the Miami Heat should go after Zach Lavine or Brandon Ingram? Should they go after both players? Also, don't forget to follow me on both of my Instagram pages and my Twitch accounts. I will be posting soon, and I love you guys' support as always. Now, before I head out, I do have one question, and that is, do you think Jimmy Butler will be in a Heat jersey next season? To me, I believe that's something that's up in the air. He wants a contract extension, and he said that 22 looks good in purple and gold. Now, of course, he was talking about Cameron Brink for the Los Angeles Sparks, but we all know that shots were fired this offseason. But I appreciate all you guys loving your support, and as always, this your boy Scotty Ice, and you already know, I'm out.